guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alana here. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So, I guess this is technically the start of my new series, Music and Tarot. And I guess along this series, my plan is to, of course, this is inspired by the Bix Tarot, as you can see in front of me. And if you don't remember when I first talked about the Bix Tarot and the significance, and the connectivity to music and all of that, I will I will put the thumbnails up on the screen for you to see the videos that reference the Bix Tarot. But without getting, too long down this rabbit hole, quote unquote, pun intended, not pun intended. Just to give you a quick thing here, the Bix Tarot is a deck that has, or supposedly had, a playlist on Spotify, and that was the connection between tarot and music for me, and the idea of art therapy and music therapy, and of course the broader sense of my dedication to healing is therapy and tarot, and so, just the inspiration and, all about how, the connectivity to art and healing, and the variations to art that there is, and creativity and the forms of which that all entails, and how for healing practices connect, also bringing that in connection with tarot, and the leaping point being the tarot activity that I previously had discussed, and that led to this point, and all the inspiration behind all of this. So anyway, so this video is to share with you the songs that I've come up with so far. I managed to complete the Major Arcana in quote unquote lyrical form, music form. And as I go through, my playlist that I actually did create on Spotify, sharing with you the Major Arcana, I also hope that in sharing this can build collectively a group playlist of the entire tarot system. So far, like I said, I've completed the Major Arcana, and I've sort of begun working on the minors, but I haven't quite figured out how I want to do that yet, if I'm gonna do a song for each. Actually, I think eventually that's what I would like to do. And of course, you're welcome to share your thoughts, and inspiration for songs that you enjoy, that you feel, connect to, to the tarot system. And of course, in doing so, however you choose to do it, whether it's just the archetypes of, the titles of the card, or even, if there's a particular tarot deck that inspires you musically, feel free to share with me your thoughts and ideas. My hope is to create the ultimate playlist, and then be able to share it with all of you. So I hope that you let me know what you thought of my choices, and and then of course share with me, you know, what would be some of your choices, and you know, that way we can share music and the love of music and poetry and lyrics and the understanding of the written word, and how that all connects to each of our stories and journeys along the hero's journey and the path. You know, my hope through all of this is to form a community of like-minded individuals, you know, which has always been my goal, but also, you know, to share the things that give joy and meaning and healing, you know, to my life, and you know, share that with all of you and with others. So of course, if you like and have that same goal in mind, and you love tarot and healing and all of that stuff too, then, you know, by all means, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated when I post my latest video. So as you can see, I have changed around my a lot of my decks. Well, a few of my decks. And I'm still working with some. As you can see, I still have the messages from the light meditation deck in rotation, but I've also brought out again, and I have spoken about this in a previous video from last year, and even in my latest live stream, that simulcasting live stream that we've done for Black History Month, with Brittany from Cosmic Lunar Soul and Priscilla of Priscilla's Tarot Corner. So yeah, and so I brought out Secrets of the Ancestors by Abiola Abrams. This is a fantastic deck, and of course, you know, we're still wrapping up February. You know, it's still Black History Month. It's still all about love. You know, and now we're moving into, you know, not only are we moving into March and, you know, hopefully closing out winter season, but we're also, you know, moving into the new moon in Pisces, which is coming up on the 27th or the 28th, depending on time zone. But yeah, and so yeah, anyways, Secrets of the Ancestors. I also brought out Signs of the Times. This is the Oracle deck that was printed mass market by Hay House, and is by Crystal Banner. And yes, of course, I wouldn't be me if I didn't, of course, bring out her newest deck, which was a Kickstarter and a revamp of Crystal Banner's. This one's an indie tarot. Life is Like a Board Game, a tarot by Crystal Banner. And I just feel like, you know, to go with Signs of Our Times, considering all that's, you know, currently going on, and I just feel like it's just fitting and soothing to be bringing this out. So yeah, and we still have Transient Light Tarot by Ari Weisner. If you haven't checked out hit my video that interview video that I did with him last year, please by all means check that out. We spoke about of course love and my love for his work, and I am pleasantly surprised to have haphazardly found out that he has a new Oracle deck coming out. I'm trying to remember the publisher. If was it US Games? I'll double check on that because I was just browsing, exploring. But Ari Weisner, the creator of the Trinity Tarot and the Transient Light Tarot. And the Transient Light is published by Hay House. And the Trinity Tarot recently was published mass market by US Games. So this is the indie version, and this is the box to the mass market 2-piece. Yes, that's my nerdiness to keep the box closed. Yeah, I absolutely love the new box. However, funny enough, I much prefer the cardstock on the indie version. The one by US Games is slightly bigger in size, and I feel like the cardstock, the card stock is what's the word? Slightly thicker, and you'll see even the deck is thicker width-wise. That's the difference, and there is a little bit of a like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is a bit wider. Yeah, bigger in size. And so I find that the US Games one is harder to shuffle than the indie version. So I still very much love using my indie version of it, but absolutely love having the additional copy of the deck. Yeah. So anyways, back to the Bix Tarot and this whole musical Arcana discussion that I wanted to have with you guys today. So anyways, so let's get right back into it. Hang on. Okay, wait, give me a second. Give me a second. What happened here? Okay. Where is the... Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move the box in the guidebook, and actually the one thing that I wanted to make mention of with the Bix Tarot, why I felt like it was perfect for this project, if you will, is again because of what, if you may remember what I read about the Bix Tarot. So follow the white rabbit, and the idea, but you're following, it's not a real rabbit, but it's a rabbit shaped idea, and that basically you know, the idea of also reading tarot is not only just about the meanings, but how the, you know, the introspective the feeling, the where your creativity and your imagination takes you when you see and reflect on the artwork and things like that, right? And so and that could be triggering, or, you know, feeling invoking, you know, for all of us in various ways, right? So yeah, and that's the same thing for music, right? Any sort of artistic form of expression. So, and just comes to show how more connected we are than we aren't, regardless of our, our ethnicity, our culture, right? It's about the human experience and celebrating all of that and what that entails for all of us. So, yeah. So as we close out the month of love and Black History Month, honoring every aspect of humanity, and how do we do that? By expressing our truth and authenticity of self. And as we do that, we respect and accept the truth and authenticity of others. So anyway, so let's get right into the major arcana. I'm just gonna move this out. So I'll probably do I'll follow up like a flip through of, because I've put away the Bix Tarot for now, and the Bix Tarot right now is currently in chronological order. So hang on a second. Okay. So first off, we have the Fool. And the first song that came up for the Fool, that really resonated, is the song "Ship of Fools" by the Grateful Dead. And that's the group, the Grateful Dead. If you remember, they're connected to the Grateful Dead tarot. And if you haven't seen, my review and video discussion regarding the Grateful Dead and its connectivity to music and all of that, please go check that out. Anyways, so that's the Fool. And then for the Magician, so I don't know if you remember, there was a show most recently starring Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, and all that, and it was called Empire. And so there was a song, and it's actually by the Empire cast, called Magician. So then I have, for the High Priestess, there's a song called 333 by Inko. And of course, I'll put up the link to Spotify because, so you can, however you choose to research the song, the lyrics, the whatever, it's totally up to you. But I've been creating my playlist on Spotify, and Spotify is something that I've, a streaming service that I've used for years for music. So I'll put the link in the description box for you, but yeah, you can Apple Music, whatever. But check out 333 by Inko for the High Priestess. Then for the Empress, I came up with I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. the Emperor is The Emperor by Youngblood. For the Hierophant, the song chosen is Controversy by Prince. The Lovers, so there was a tie between two songs for this one. The Lovers came up as Love Me Now by John Legend, and another Prince song, Diamonds and Pearls. The Chariot, the song that came up is Chariot by Gavin DeGraw. And yes, I listen to all genres of music, so this is not any sort of particular genre. It's whatever, song that comes up for me as I listen to, pretty much every genre, with the exception of things like heavy metal and that. But yeah, right? All forms of music I'm open to listening to. So, but yeah, The Chariot, the song Chariot by Gavin DeGraw. And Strength, well, there was a few songs that came up for Strength. Elastic Heart by Sia. Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. And Dark Horse by Jessie J and Katy Perry. For the Hermit, Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. For the Wheel of Fortune by Katie Starr. For Justice, Karma, Chameleon by Culture Club. And then again, Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. I also felt like that one fit there too. So yeah. The Hanged Man. For the Hanged Man, the song that came up for me was The Hanging Tree by James Newton Howard and Jennifer Lawrence. If you don't recall, that song is the theme song from The Hunger Games. And I believe Jennifer Lawrence sings it in, is it Mockingjay? So in the third installment, part 1, and then continued by part 2 of The Hunger Games, Mockingjay. So anyways, so yeah, check that out. And yeah, I was watching when that song came up for me. It felt very fitting, and I happened to hear it because I recently rewatched The Hunger Games, the entire collection, if you will. So yeah. Yeah, so that's The Hanged Man. And then for 13, Death, the song Death Row by Chris Stapleton, and the 1-800 Logic by Alicia Cara and Khaled. And then 14 for Temperance, Forever Young by Alphaville and Rod Stewart. And for 15, The Devil. The songs that came up were Demons by Imagine Dragons and Rehab by Amy Winehouse. And then 16, The Tower. Crumbling Down by John Mellencamp and Burn It to the Ground. And then 17, the song that came up is Baby I'm a Star by Prince. For the Moon, the song that came up for me was Blue Moon. And actually, there was a tie between the version sung by Billie Holiday and the version sung by Frank Sinatra. For the Sun, 19, Pocket Full of Sunshine by Natasha Bedingfield. For Judgment, the song Get It Together by India Ari. And for the World, last but not least, I came up with We Are the World by USA for Africa. So, yeah. So I'm still, I haven't fully explored the minor arcana yet. And I'm still working on that, but, by all means, feel free to share your thoughts and ideas for songs. Let me know what you thought of as I was going through the major arcana. And, if you're familiar with tarot and you happen to have ideas to what songs, would fit for the minor, by all means, you're welcome to share in the comments, your thoughts and ideas. And thank you for joining me today on my first installment of this new series, spin-off from therapy and tarot into music and tarot, where, my plan is to build the ultimate playlist for the entire tarot deck. And so thank you for making it this far, and if you managed to make it this far, thank you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of the video, and even as this being a new series, and as I always say, I am love, and so are you. As I see myself as human, I know you are too. So, with all that being said, I hope that you will take care of yourself and one another. And while you're at it, don't forget about me too. Thank you so much for joining me today and always. And until we chat again, for any other video, even as I go through the minor arcana, I hope that you will always remember to check your privilege, mind your magic, and as always, I love you so, so much. And always remember to live, listen, and learn. Take care, everybody. Bye.